Alright, so a couple days ago, I had the chance to interview Dean Peterson. Now, if you don't know who Dean Peterson is, he's a two-time New Jersey State champ, a Beast of the East champ. He was number one in the country at one point, and now he wrestles for Rutgers University, where he qualified for the national tournament. But yeah, I had the chance to talk to him. He's a super cool guy, and I asked him a couple questions, which you're about to see in the video. So hopefully you enjoy, and if you want to see me interview other wrestlers, please let me know. All right. So geez, where do I start? You've accomplished a lot, bro. What, like a two-time region champ in New Jersey, you are two-time state champ, NCAA qualifier, you made it to the blood round, so Jesus, that's a lot. So like when did you start wrestling? Like at what age? And like when did you start to like take it serious?
I always like telling this story. So I started when I was around 4 years old. My dad took me to a rec practice, and I was wrestling all the other 4-year-olds or whatever. And I was beating everybody up. It was my first day, but I was like beating up on all these kids. So they were like, "Okay, you're gonna go with the 6 and 7-year-olds."
Yeah.
And then I started getting beat up because I was too small, too young. And I like got to the car and I go to my dad. I'm like, "Look, you got to take me back because I got to go beat those kids." And ever since then, I've kind of just been like that competitiveness. Like I need to go and like beat kids, like get better and do whatever in the sport. But ever since that day, I was like, I'm never gonna let someone beat me, and then that be the last thing that happens. I'm always gonna look for, to like get my get back, get my revenge and stuff.
Yeah, so you've been competitive since day one. Yeah, because that's usually like the how it starts off. Like you heard of Anthony Knox, right? Also in New Jersey, number one in the country. Yeah, he said like when he first started, he didn't win any matches either. David Taylor, his first ever tournament as a little kid, he said he got beat up, and so that's how it is, man. So like your height, like when did you realize that like you wanted to become like a state champion? Like when did that all start out?
I probably didn't even know what the state championships in high school were until I was like 7 or 8 years old. But around like as soon as I heard about them, I'm like, that's got to be my goal. Was like, even like when I was little, my whole goal was, okay, 4-time state champ. That's what we're going for. Obviously, that's not what I accomplished, but like as soon as I figured out what it was, I'm like, okay, I want to win as many as I possibly can. And if I can win 4, I win 4. If I can't win 4, I'll win 3. And if I can't win 3, I'll win 2. So like, and it sucked not being able to be like a 4-timer or even a 3-timer because I didn't wrestle my senior year. But even just having those 2 state titles is like, like no one can take those from me. It's like I earned those 2 titles. Like I've worked my whole life for those.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that. Your senior year, I remember you said you was like injured. I forgot the injury, but you said you was injured and you couldn't compete. And like usually when like a career, like someone's wrestling career ends because of an injury, their like whole mindset changed, their mentality. So like what was your like whole mindset like when that injury happened?
I really just thought that I was just gonna get some extra time to like rest up going into college, because I was like, okay, I was already committed to a school. I already knew what I was gonna do. I was still gonna be wrestling in college, so it was like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to wrestle for a 3rd state title, but it's like I'm still gonna be able to like heal up, let my body heal, and then be ready to go when it comes to the next level, which was like obviously college and stuff.
Yeah. And I remember your 2nd state title, and you probably know what I'm going to talk about. Like I just remember you won. It was a 1-0 match with Vincent Santinello, and the whole crowd, they was just booing you, and like I usually like the bad guys in wrestling, like the heels. You got Austin DeSanto, which the guy we all know about Austin DeSanto. Then you had Gable Steveson, AJ Ferrari too. So like, what was what was just like that whole bad guy kind of character you was playing?
I wouldn't even say I tried to play the bad guy character. I kind of got painted as the bad guy just because like I'm a little bit more like laid back and reserved, and I don't say much. I go out there, I wrestle, win my matches or whatever. I'll celebrate. But Vinny, coming from like a school that travels heavy, Brick Memorial. They love wrestling. You
Yeah.
know, I expected like if I won the match, I wasn't gonna get a bunch of cheers or a bunch of
Yeah.
whatever. Because even when I won my first title, I got booed, and that wasn't whatever. But I kind of just played into that. People were like, "Oh, well, he's the villain in New Jersey wrestling." I was like, "Okay, if they want to make me the villain, I'll be the villain. I'll play the role, play the part."
Yeah. So now you're in college. Originally, you was committed to Princeton. Then you transferred to Rutgers, which I'll be honest. I like Rutgers. I feel like if you were to talk about like what's the best college in Division I wrestling, I feel like Rutgers wouldn't get mentioned. I like Rutgers because they may not be the best team. They may not like make it to like the top 5 at NCAA's. They may not be that successful, but like Rutgers, they won't go down without a fight. They're not gonna lose easily, and like they show up to dual meets, and whether it's Penn State or Iowa, Oklahoma State, like the toughest teams, they'll show up and they're like ready to wrestle, and is that really what really made you transfer from Princeton to Rutgers? Was it because you thought it was a tougher school, or was it just
me and the coaches from Princeton just weren't on the same page of where we kind of wanted to to just where my future was at. I didn't really like what they saw for me and what I saw for myself, so I just kind of it was just we weren't on the same page. So I was like, I need to go somewhere where I'm gonna be most comfortable and most in my element, and I knew if I went to Princeton I wouldn't have been where I wanted.
All right, so that's really the end of the interview. I did ask him a couple questions, with one of them being his goals for college wrestling. And he said his goals were to win as many national titles as he can. So if he can't get 3, get 2. And if he can't get 2, get 1. And I do believe that coming back to the season, he's going to be ranked in the top 10 or the top 8. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Like I said, if you want me to interview more wrestlers, please let me know. I'm going to try to contact other wrestlers and get them on the channel. But yeah, that's the end of the video.